The forest wakes beneath a veil of mountain mist. Ancient cedar trunks rise like pillars into cool air, their bark soaked with dew, their roots gripping volcanic soil shaped by centuries of rain and frost. Beneath this cathedral of green, hidden among roots, hollow trees, temple walls, and bamboo thickets, another civilization is stirring. This is the kingdom of giants. Not giants by human measure, but by the standards of the insect world. Armed with crushing jaws, armored bodies, and venom powerful enough to overwhelm creatures many times their size, giant hornets emerge each summer to build empires that will exist for only a single season. Their world is measured in weeks. Their wars are measured in bodies, and survival allows no weakness. Deep beneath the forest floor, inside a narrow chamber excavated in abandoned rodent tunnels, a queen waits among paper walls she built alone. Months ago, she awoke from winter hibernation, carrying the future of an entire dynasty inside her body. Now, the first workers have arrived. Each new hornet emerges pale and fragile, unfolding crumpled wings that slowly harden into translucent blades. Within hours, they will begin working. Within days, they will become soldiers, builders, hunters, and nurses. Their queen will rarely leave again. Her empire depends on them. The workers groom one another constantly, scraping dust from antennae and polishing wings. Communication flows through touch and chemical signals. A brush of antennae. A drop would exchange mouth to mouth. Invisible messages drift through the nest air. Everything serves the colony. Nothing serves the individual. Above ground, sunlight reaches the bamboo forest. Warmth floods the understory and wakes the hunters. A giant hornet worker crawls from the nest entrance and pauses. Her antennae sweep. Air currents carry information. Flower nectar, tree sap, rivals, danger. Then she launches. Her wings beat hundreds of times each second, lifting a body built for endurance rather than elegance. She flies low through the forest, weaving around trunks with astonishing precision. Her mission is simple. Find protein. The brood beneath the soil are growing. Hungry larvae consume enormous amounts of food. Without meat, the colony collapses. Every hunter carries the burden of thousands. Nearby, another society is already awake. Honeybees flow from a hollow tree in organized streams. Workers depart carrying empty stomachs and return loaded with nectar and pollen. Every flower visited becomes fuel for winter. Inside the hive, order rules. Nurses tend larvae. Builders repair wax chambers. Guards patrol entrances. For millions of years, these insects have perfected cooperation, but abundance attracts predators. The hornet lands near the hive entrance. She watches, measures distances, counts defenders. This is not yet an attack. This is reconnaissance. Her compound eyes track movement across nearly every angle. Her antennae collect chemical signatures from the hive entrance. Satisfied, she lifts away. If she returns alone, only a few bees may die. If she returns with others, entire civilizations can disappear. Across the valley, another hornet colony has discovered the same season of abundance. Competition is inevitable. Workers from rival nests cross invisible boundaries daily. Most avoid direct confrontation. But resources are shrinking. At a sap wound high on an oak trunk, two hunters arrive together. Neither yields. Mandibles spread wide. Bodies rise. The first impact is violent. They collide mid-branch, legs clawing for grip. Mandibles clamp onto armor plates. Each tries to force the other backward. This is not personal. Protein sources determine colony growth. Colony growth determines reproductive success. Evolution leaves no room for diplomacy. The larger hornet gains leverage. Her rival falls. The victor drinks alone. As summer deepens, life accelerates. Larvae expand rapidly inside subterranean chambers. Their pale bodies pulse with movement as workers deliver chewed prey. In return, the larvae produce nutrient-rich secretions consumed by adults. A strange partnership. The young feed the old feed the young. Together they become something larger than individuals. A superorganism. At the forest edge, cicadas scream from sunlit branches. Dragonflies patrol streams. Beetles feed on fermenting fruit. Every creature here becomes potential prey. A hornet targets a katydid. She lands silently behind it, then strikes. Mandibles slice through joints with surgical efficiency. Legs removed first. Movement disabled. Escape impossible. She cannot carry the entire body. Efficiency matters. Protein-rich sections are processed into transportable pieces. Nothing extra, nothing wasted. Back underground, the harvest is distributed immediately. Larvae scrape eagerly with tiny mouth parts. The colony grows, and growth changes everything. Thousands now occupy the nest. Traffic at the entrance becomes constant. Guards inspect arrivals. Workers fan wings to regulate temperature. Others remove waste to prevent disease. Every behavior is specialized. Every second matters. Then comes the signal. Scouts have found a bee colony. The first attackers arrive cautiously. Bees rush forward. Defenders collide with a giant intruder, biting legs and pulling wings. For a moment, sheer numbers appear enough. Then reinforcements arrive. The second hornet lands. Then a third. Mandibles begin their work. Beheads fall. Guard lines collapse. Inside the hive, alarm pheromones spread panic. Workers pour toward the entrance. Too late. The hornets force their way inside. This is no longer hunting. This is harvesting. Larvae are removed from wax chambers. Pupae ripped from protective cells. Adults dismembered. The attackers work methodically, ignoring honey reserves. Sugar feeds bees. Protein feeds hornets. The forest floor beneath the hive becomes covered with fragments of wings. Yet, not every hive surrenders. Elsewhere, another colony responds differently. A scout hornet enters the entrance tunnel. Workers surround her instantly. Hundreds pile onto her body. The cluster tightens. Bees vibrate flight muscles violently. Heat rises. Carbon dioxide increases. Inside the living sphere, temperature climbs beyond survivable limits. The hornet thrashes, then stops moving. The defenders separate slowly. Their enemy lies motionless. Sometimes strength wins. Sometimes unity. Autumn creeps into the mountains. Leaves burn gold and crimson. Morning temperatures drop. And inside the hornet nest, something new emerges. Larger chambers open. Special larvae receive more food, more attention. These are not workers. These are royalty. Future queens unfold from their cocoons slowly, heavier than ordinary workers, carrying reproductive futures within their bodies. Male drones emerge soon after. The nest atmosphere changes. Urgency replaces expansion. Time is running out. Workers that survived countless hunts now show damage. Frayed wings, missing limbs, scarred armor. Entire generations have worked themselves toward exhaustion. Their sacrifice built this moment. Outside, mating flights begin. Princesses leave the nest for the first and only time. Males pursue instantly. In clearings above streams and forest roads, airborne chases unfold. Successful queens store sperm for months, perhaps longer. The males die soon after, their purpose fulfilled. Back at the old nest, food becomes scarce. Neighboring colonies raid one another openly. Hornet fights become brutal. Mandibles sever antennae. Legs scatter across leaf litter. Entire entrances become battlefields. One colony wins. Another disappears. Winter approaches. The great empires that dominated the forest only weeks earlier begin collapsing. Workers vanish from foraging trails. Guard posts stand empty. Larvae chambers fall silent. One morning, frost covers the forest floor. The surviving queens leave. Alone, each carries the memory of a vanished civilization inside her body. She crawls beneath bark, into rotting wood, under stones, anywhere insulated from freezing temperatures. Around her, the old kingdoms disappear. Bodies freeze. Nests decay. Paper walls soften in winter rain. But beneath dead leaves, the future waits. When spring returns, each queen will emerge hungry and alone. She will build, hunt, fight, and begin again the endless cycle of conquest, sacrifice, and survival. In these forests, empires rise from a single insect and vanish just as quickly, such as the rule of the Hornet Kingdom, a world of wings and venom, of architects and warriors. of tiny lives carrying enormous consequences. And when summer returns to the mountains of Japan, the war begins